Hello, it's Richard C. Wilson, founder of the Family Office Club and Centimillionaire Advisors LLC. I'm in the Middle East this week in Tel Aviv in the country of Georgia, in a city called Tbilisi. I'm at this conference as a keynote speaker on family offices and ultra-wealthy families. And I wanted to create this quick video for just 1 or 2 minutes on the current state of the family office industry in the country of Georgia and in kind of the Stan countries, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Armenia, Turkey, etc. I wanted to say that it essentially does not exist here, so that's why it's going to be a short video. There are families that are billionaire families. There's many centimillionaire families, but many of them don't have a formalized family office. There are no multifamily offices that I've been able to identify. I was invited here by one of the top leasing and investment banking companies and kind of a data provider, kind of like a Bloomberg, reporting on company data and financial stats. It's very tuned into the market and grew up here and has lived here their whole life, and he's never heard of any multifamily office operating here. The whole region has very few, if any, multifamily offices. In addition to that, the whole term single family office, the term family office, is not really existing in their culture at this point. So I think it's an extreme variation away from Western Europe, United States. And then in the middle, you have countries that might not be in Western Europe but are in the EU, where the term is becoming more familiar. You have places like Brazil, China, etc., where people are familiar with the term, but it's not as developed as it is in the United States or in the UK, for example. And then you have places like this where the term really doesn't exist yet, but in 10, 15, 20 years, it'll be inevitable that multifamily offices will open a division. Some local wealth management firm, private wealth advisor will leave the big private bank, open up their own multifamily office. Those who hear about the model will want their own single family office. As more wealth is created in the area, then there'll be more need for these solutions, but there's a need for it right now. It just hasn't gotten here yet. So it's interesting because the family office space itself is kind of a frontier idea. It's really not a mature market at all. There's new things being created and developed all the time, just as here in the country of Georgia or in Uzbekistan or Kazakhstan, etc. in the area, they're really frontier economies where things are just being privatized now, things are opening up for the first time, and there's more opportunity because of that. And I think in general, entrepreneurs and family offices are always looking at where there's their inefficiency, where is there opportunity, where is there an arbitrage, where can the most value be created or added. So I hope this is interesting to some of you who are from the area or familiar with the area. Happy to chat about it directly, maybe at one of our live events if you're going to be there soon. It's Richard Wilson at the Family Office Club and Centimillionaire Advisors, and I hope we'll see you live at one of the events. Take care.